sea to Kumasi and all of that. And today, we just want you to settle and tell us, maybe educate us on how you're going to do that.
Well, first of all, there is a big difference in can't and can. Okay, but that is not the analysis here. The grammatic analysis is talking about dredging and taking. It's such a different conflict. It's like me saying something and somebody says, if Ghanaians don't vote me or reject me, I will buy Ghana. It's like you've changed my character, my vision, and you've put me against people just by using your words. Right. So taking the sea to Kumasi sounds difficult and sounds, miraculous. Like how? But dredging the sea and connecting water bodies.
Right.
So you're not actually doing settlement on the roads. You're finding where the waters are and it connects.
And where will you start from? What is the whole idea? Because it's a grand vision.
Well, I think I believe that because I'm into industrialization, one of the most important things that I should be thinking of today, if I want to create millions of jobs in this country, it's actually the logistics, which is going to be based on the infrastructure of this country. Basic infrastructure, social, and all sort of infrastructures. Now, if we're not able to have that, and we create another million jobs in this country, can you imagine the same roads that we've been driving on to Kumasi and back? Can you imagine how busier that road will become? So for me being a visionary, I would definitely be thinking about other sources
of transportation.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's why the idea of dredging water and connecting the water bodies came. But I chose the right place to sort of say it. Kumasi is a place that I think you try to pass about sea. So I think that's why it became a headline.
Okay.
And I just want people to understand that I am probably good at using the kind of words that would even make journalists feel like, oh yeah, we have a headline. But I thank you for giving me the opportunity to explain myself, because a lot of people could learn how important it is for us to connect these water bodies that has been lying down for many decades, but no one has thought of it. One of the greatest development in the water projects, in the sanitarian section, is when Kwame Nkrumah decided to build one of the biggest man-made lakes. And he did it from Volta and took it all the way to the borders of Ashanti. And today is the Bono region. But at that time, when he got to the border, he left it there. That's where it ended, And so if we are able to connect anything, it's like we can actually almost bring things from Volta to Ashanti on the water.
So that's how you're going to do. You start from the Volta region and connect.
No, you're not going to need the Volta region. If you want to bring the sea to Kumasi,
right,
as dredging, you can simply look at River Pra. And River Pra on the map, you simply see it. It goes all the way into Cape Coast Sea. It's already lying there. It's just that no one has ever dredged it.
So it's a river. You are going to create a lake. It's not a sea that you're going to...
But canal, it's that's what it is.
That's right.
When you look at Dubai and all of these places, how is the water coming in? Okay, you go to Atlantis and it's looking so huge, and come on, they've opened the
so like a Busumche and of a sort. It's not really like, because people feel that it's the sea that you are dredging and all of that. So it's a canal.
No.
Let's get the clarity.
But you see, canal are a mixture of things. It can be river and lagoon. It can be the sea and the river.
Yeah.
Canal is not...
Which one will yours be?
Well, I think that it's not a matter of choosing one. The fact is, what are we doing with all these water bodies that we haven't connected them to make opportunities out of it and create wealth out of it? Once you connect the water body, you can now use the same water body as irrigation system for the land, which will help our agriculture.
We understand that. So we want to know whether it's the river that you're going to dredge and extend, or is the sea that you're going to dredge and create that front. So maybe that's why people are confused.
No.
Yes.
Listen, sea is too big to dredge. Okay?
So it's not a sea.
No, please. I just want, because... sometimes when we're having doubts, it's best to do some sort of research.
That's right.
Because when we jump, then it looks like we can't think. Okay, because if someone is standing aside and they see that, but Manchester and Liverpool have had this issue with water dredging. When they connected it and created a harbor, that's why today they have a football team against each other. It started from water. Okay, Kumasi has an issue with bringing water all the way there and it didn't enter. So if I come and I decide to bring it together, it's because I've realized that over 100 years, no one has thought of it. Okay, and I want Ghanaians to be fond with that mentality that I am bringing things that people are not thinking of. And as much as they doubt, that could be our opportunity.
Okay.
You know?
Well, we have some messages here. We want to go to social media and this is from Manuel Kran. Manuel says that this is the man of our generation, the man to help Ghana out of our situation. So Manuel sent in that one. And this one's from Yao Cash. Says, you're welcome, Mr. President. We're listening to you on Star FM.
Thank you, Cash.
And Hamza Moro says, I'm listening and watching live from Cantonment's prisons, barracks, Block N. Fantastic show. Nana Kwame is the man. Wow, this guy is just intelligent. That's from Bella Donakwe. He has always been business oriented. And Bola, thanks for the right questions, but I think he has to come again and talk about his source of wealth. We want to know. Okay, so that's coming from Kwame Jatashi. And this one says, NDC 24 hours economy is just a message to deceive Ghanaians. Nana Kwame is the real deal. Okay, and this is the man of our generation. So lots of messages. Let's talk about growing up and education. So for you, primary school was where and secondary school was where?
Oh, I mean, primary school was in Ghana. I went to Modern International.
Modern?
Yeah, in Kumasi.
Oh,
you know,
Kumasi boy.
Yes, and then I came to Accra when I was 11. Then started secondary schools. I started from one in Tema, and then I came to Accra for a bit. Then I left to Apam.
Okay, so you were in Accra Academy?
Yeah, yeah.
Which year were you in Accra Academy?
I was with the Timmy and the Montero boys. So
which year was that?
We're 94, the last group.
So how many years were you in Accra Academy for?
Oh, it wasn't even a year because.
Oh, it wasn't, okay.
Because I wanted to be in a boarding house, and at that time Freeman is only admitting day students. So my interest was the experience in being in boarding schools. And I thought that at that time I probably already felt like I'm a big man. I'm grown. I'm
at age 11?
Yeah, I'm taking care of myself,
wow.
No, I was 13 then,
13,
yeah,
okay.
I was at Form 3. So
you left after 1 year?
Yeah, less than a year. It was less than maybe a little bit over a semester.
Like 3 months or a term?
No, more than a term.
More than a term?
Yeah, more than a term.
In Accra Academy for 6 months.
Yeah.
So what's the motto of Accra Academy?
Below.
No, I mean the school motto. Like they have... what is the motto of Accra?
Oh, no,
do you know the anthem?
I probably wouldn't have chewed all of it.
Did you go to school for assembly and all?
I used to, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the motto of Accra Academy?
As in, when you say the motto, are you telling me to sing some song for you on
You
this
come
radio?
to the anthem, but then what is the motto of Accra Academy? You were in Accra Academy at least for almost a year.
Yeah.
What is the school motto?
If you ask me what's the motto for APAM, I don't remember. If you ask me what's the motto for all the schools I've been, because I think some people went there to make sure they study the motto, and some people went there to make sure that they sing anthems, but some people went there...
Can you sing the anthem
I'm
for
coming.
us? Yes.
Some people went there to build relationships and to make sure that when they left footprints in the mindsets of people. Today, the people of Accra Academy, APAM Secondary, Achimota Pre-Seconds, whatever school, at least they know that there is an Kwame Bediako, there is a Freedom Jacob Caesar.
You don't know the anthem
it's not like, I'm being ignorant or anything because...
Do you know the anthem of APAM?
I don't. That's why I'm saying that it's not... For you, I think it's very important, okay? Some things I was not interested in.
Okay.
I was more interested to find out that how the cocoa comes out of the soil. I was more worried about not wasting whatever money that is being invested in my fees. I wanted to make something...
So knowing the school motto and the anthem, you thought it was a waste of investment?
Well, I don't think that it was a waste of investment, but I said some people take these things serious. It's just like today, you can find people on the street, they can sing a whole album for you, and it's Lumba. But, Lumba doesn't know them, and they don't even have food on their plates the next day. So that's what they've chose.
It's priorities.
Yeah, priorities. And some priorities could be displayed.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, but all the Bello boys, it's more important that you remember your friends. And I'm here. You can remember me very well. This guy.
Another anthem.
And you know what? One good thing.
Tell us.
Bola.
Yes.
I feel like sometimes, I'm visible, but I'm invincible.
Really?
Yeah, because people really see me, but people don't know me. They see me more they don't know me. And I make them see me when I want them to see me.
So now you know why I asked you the question, who are you? Now you see you've come back to that.
Oh, please. This is not about who you are. This is about you having characters that represent as a spirit, a myth, and can have different personas, you know. And I wouldn't say I'm a chameleon because that is also some kind of person that want to be so. But I just think that I'm a man that can come in 3 different forms, in 3 different ways. And some people doubt me. Some people believe in me. And some people don't have the 2. But it's okay.
Let's talk about life in London. I read somewhere during my research, and I know for a fact that at the point you were out there in the UK, did you go to the university? Okay. Which university was this?
Westminster.
Oh, Westminster, great one. And then did you graduate or not?
No,
or you
drop out again. Drop out. I mean, look.
Oh, you've been dropping out.
I mean, look, not changing schools, dropping out. I thought it was one of my biggest motives growing up was education. But now that I've gone through the process of maturity and I'm matured, I realized that I even made more mistakes on the way for not learning things around my surrounding and the mistakes of great people. Because I don't remember what is economics. And I'm sure if I ask you that, because maybe if you're one of the true emperors, you probably won't remember too.
Well, I know, of course, Adam Smith, and we can talk about economics of scale, we can talk about, but yes, I mean, national income and all of that. But for you, that was irrelevant.
No,
right?
It's not that it was irrelevant. I think that it's important sometimes to learn more about what is around your surrounding. You know, I think also that you should respect the relationships that you're having in this your educational journey, because sometimes you would be more appreciated if the business or the relationship that you have created within the network that you had in school becomes valuable or resourceful.
So for you, was more of the network. We're activating the phone lines now. 055 288 0216, 055 288 0216, or 053 518 3317. The leader of the new force is here, Nana Kwame Bediako. And I have a message coming in. It says, how about sports development in Ghana? I don't know whether he's a big sports fan, but as a president, what will he do in terms of budding talents right here? And the African Games just ended in Ghana. What are his thoughts?
Well, I just think that, you know, it doesn't really matter the field, whether it's sports, whether it's agriculture, whether it's mining. You know, the whole thing is having a vision to put in investment and development and understanding, you know, that the process works with time. You know, I think if we put more...
We have a call online, please, and then I will come back. Hello and good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Your name, sir?
My name is Michael.
Michael is calling from?
From Ashima.
Great. Nana Kwame Bediako is on air.
Mr. Bola.
Sir.
I think it is time the youth of Ghana forget about this NDC, MPP, and give this man a chance. From the way he's talking, I think he has the youth at heart. Job, unemployment, and a whole lot of things are killing with the youth. But we don't know what happens. At the end of the day, we go and follow this MPP, NDC, and it's the same story.
So you want Nana Kwame Bediako to be given the chance, and you believe in him?
Of course, we have to.
Okay, thank you very much. So 055 288 0216 or 053 518 3317. Roads and infrastructure, you were on sports development, and you're saying that you're not going to narrow in and say, well, that's sports.
I didn't say I'm not going to narrow in. I like my words to be specifically defined and not to
What are you going to do,
I didn't say, hey, sports, I'm not going to narrow.
Right.
I said that all of these things depend on investment and development.
Okay.
I think there is more room to develop our sports spaces. You know, even through the educational curriculum that we're using to grow before we become entertainers or athletes, I think we should put more into it. A lot of schools, they don't have academies, they don't have football pitches, they don't have coaches, they don't have a lot of things that would really make them become the best. But when you look at the European and American ways...
We have a call on that. Please come back to you. Sorry. Hello, good evening. Major so Nana, never say.
Me didn't the honorable big brain.
Honorable big brain. Okay, but your Osajifo Nana Kwame Bediako so kasa yiti.
Mashallah. Minia, midawati bebre say and then you wa mami akwenja. Midin at the big brain. Because I feel big brain information center. Ewo aje kuju kane with Sun City Global Santo ebepem ashaiman. Dia me pesa me catch me leader ni say. Nyame enhira na onye no kese. Na ekuna wa sha ase no enye ono nko a ebekon okun no. Me de me hu asi ho. Me nuanom bi nso omo so de omo hu asi ho. Ye bekon okun no e de ata na hi. Na dwumedi a odi biara no ye wo gidie se ebewie peye. Ama ye de oman no ebehye ne nsa. Na bibi papa bi opese onye emuma oman no enko nim no. Nyame di mu nti obeye ama na bro so se na openo.
Yo, yeah, that was Sibebre. Thank you very much. So that's a caller from Santor. It says around Ashama.
Yeah, Ashama.
Okay, right. You on
Big
the phone.
brain, big brain industry.
Right.
Okay, so like I was saying, I mean, if we start building the youth with the right coaching, the right training, the right equipment, the right, hope to be able to see themselves becoming Messi or Ronaldo, we're going to get there.
Okay. We're going to get there. You've been on a nationwide tour. One clear problem is access to healthcare. What's your analysis of this problem?
Are you jumping from the infrastructure?
No, of course, it's all part of it. Healthcare, infrastructure, and all of that.
Yeah.
We talked about the roads and all the infrastructure, but I think you pretty much answered that in terms of, your earlier one. So if you want to lump it
Well,
together.
I think that, the idea of dredging the seas and connecting the water body is part of my infrastructural vision for the country. And I can see that once you marry the waters, the sides lands are going to be empty virgin lands that can be developed.
Kelly Hold, we have a call on the line. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
You've jammed our phone lines today. Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Bola.
You're on air. Your name, please. Great. Let's hear you, please, Nana.
A good time I was a Tuma, Nana Kwame Bediako, Major MPP and DC. And for no more days, Carlos, a good time I was a Tuma, this young man. Empire them 2022, and I'm texting a message. Oh, I do. Your bonfires of our president. I think them Empire and them.
Okay. All right, then. Thank you. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. All right, so sorry we lost this caller. You're on the floor, Nana.
Yeah, so I think it's all part of my vision, connecting and increasing the development. That's what infrastructure brings. It opens the country, and it connects the regions in the country.
Hello. Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Your name, please.
My name is Michael, and I'm speaking from New Lake.
Sure. In 5 minutes, we're wrapping up this. Let's hear you.
I would want to congratulate him for the boat step. What I want to say is that, there are going to be people, some group of people that are going to try to pull him back from what he has started. I think he should continue. But I would want to find out when he is organizing the youth. I mean, when we look at other parties, they have time that they actually meet somewhere.
Okay. So you want to know his plans on that front. Okay. So you want to know where you guys meet, whether you're launching, the force and the movement. Yes.
Our new force is open everywhere. I think, first it started from neighborhoods and now it's communities. And I went to the region, so now we're connecting to the districts. It's just a force that, built itself. People have been printing T-shirts and things by their own, using their own finance. And I want to say now that I really appreciate them. All these young people, I go to Kumasi, Tafo, and all of these places, and I'm surprised how people who are not like full business people, a young guy is buying a car and putting stickers of New Force and printing T-shirts.
Right.
I didn't expect this from us Ghanaians.
Well, our last caller. Yes. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. Please, my name is Baron, calling from Amasaman.
Baron from Amasaman. You're on air.
Okay, please, I really thank God for having Nana Kwame Bediako to lead the country.
and I'm very, very happy. I've gathered up some of my youth in Amatama constituency. The first meeting I did, I had 243 people.
Wow, 243 people.
Yeah, 34 people. Sorry, okay. 234 people from my area. And I'm looking forward to get to their office because, the youth in my area, they are dying hard for him.
Okay, so he wants to know where your office is located or any hotline to call because he says he wants them to register.
There is the open line, and that's a call center. I can give the number now.
Sure.
If you just give me a minute.
Right.
There is also the how do you call it when the star? What is it?
There's a short code.
Short code.
Okay.
There is can you give me the number, please, so I can say the number on the radio now? So this is the call center. It speaks about 8 to 9 different languages. It would help you. It will guide you. I want people to understand that the new force have these new technological ideas for changing how campaign is done in the political history, and they're about to see more of it, because
Don't worry. We'll get it. We have some callers coming in, but let's now speak plainly and truthfully about our dear country, Ghana. How will you appraise the performance of the sitting president, Nana Akufo-Addo?
Sorry?
How will you appraise the performance of the sitting president, Nana Akufo-Addo? Your thoughts on him?
Oh, I think that I haven't been measuring these things. I've been looking at the nation more and the country more than one leader, okay? If, let's say, our oil or our gas situation and our electricity is going on and off, I can't just try to measure the performance of that one minister and say you're the reason why we're all going through this. I think it's a general problem for all of us, and it's also a general contribution from all of us.
So you cannot assess President Akufo-Addo?
I think that I am not the one that tried to assess. I am the one that tried to help. I am the one that tries to contribute. I am that one that would even see a gap and bridge it.
What about former President Mahama? How will you assess his leadership style and performance from 2013 to 2016?
If I don't have
that
an assessment skill for Akufo-Addo, then why would I have it for Mahama?
So clearly, I mean, he's seeking a
comeback.
No,
I just want to ask you, what is the difference in the two if they're both presidents? I don't think you understood the answer. So let me just explain to you.
I did, but I thought that was for President Akufo-Addo. Maybe for President Mahama, it would have been different. That's why I brought him in as well.
I mean, look, truly.
So I did understand it.
Truly,
yes.
the one president that I'm very accustomed to their vision is Kwame Nkrumah, because I feel like we are more connected. I feel like he wasn't just a president; he was also a visionary, and that's where we connect. Because the difference between a president and a visionary is that a president has been elected to be a president. A visionary has a purpose to change something. He has a purpose to either build a nation, to either create an industrialization that will become the foundation of building that nation.
And for you, Kwame Nkrumah stands tall?
I think looking at the achievement in 15 years, I think that we are still going to universities that were built by him. We're still going to hospitals that were built by him. We're still driving on roads that were built or constructed, infrastructures that, there's some things that have changed. But when you look at it from the national perspective, I think we're still using a lot more of the things that he introduced. Yes.
All right. And I think you have the number now. We'll be getting to, as a developer, I want to pick your mind on this. Yesterday, the Minister for Works in the House and the Sector Minister, Honorable Kojo Nkrumah, he was out there talking about the Saglame, housing project. 12 years old, not habitable, close to 5,000 housing units rotting away. Now there's been a call for private developers, to come in and complete the project. What are your thoughts on that, on the Saglame housing?
Well, first of all, I would like to use this opportunity and this moment to wish my friend Andrew Cloconas to rest in peace. I think he started the project. He did a great job. He actually studied more than 12 years in some place called Vienna. I remember he told me his story. And what happened was that he was able to do it very close. I remember I visited Saglamir before, and he said that they had stopped him from continuing, and I think it was some political reasons, So I don't know why they have left the place for weeds to grow in the
But now
roots.
they are inviting private developers to come in.
Well, first of all, here's what I saw and what I noticed when I went for the development.
Kindly, we have our last call up and then we'll come back to you. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Oh, too bad. Okay, please go ahead.
So I think that it's a great idea to want to find some people from the private sector to continue this development.
Okay.
But
hello, good evening.
Good evening. I have a question for the gentleman there.
And what's your name?
My name is Valentina.
Valentina. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. My first question is, with all his vision and our state of economy now, how is he going to finance it? Because we are in a country that cannot afford beds for sick children. We cannot even afford 3 square meals. So how are we going to finance the dredging of the sea? 2, a president that does not value education. How is he going to advise the youth? Because this country right now, we have people that think MPs and ministers are supposed to be building toilets instead of developing the country. So with a president who does not value education.
Has he said that he doesn't value education? He's not said that here on the program, madam.
He clearly made it point out that he's a dropout and his focus is not education. So how is
this voice sounds familiar. Is that Efia Schwarzenegger? This voice sounds familiar. You said Valentina, and I want to connect.
Efia Schwarzenegger is called Valentina Nanejewa.
So you are the one. Okay, so Valentina.
Why are you answering the question for the man?
I'm not answering. I'm asking it. Are you the same person?
Okay,
I want to know. Okay, are you the same person?
The president that does not value education, how will we encourage the youth to go to school? Because our problem in Ghana now is illiteracy. The major problem we're facing in the country is illiteracy. That is our major problem.
Okay, he's here to answer your question. He's here to answer your question. Nana Kwame Bediako will answer you. So we've established that that's Efia Schwarzenegger, Valentina. Is that right? Hello? Okay, so go ahead.
So first of all, there's no such thing as I don't value education. I want people to understand that education is just not based on academic curriculum. Okay, education is how you can learn about things to advance your brains, to have more knowledge, and to understand a few answers. They call it wisdom. Okay, and then you have to apply it to your resources. Because if you want to have education, you can educate yourself for the next 70 years. It has no end. Okay, but you have to remember that there is the books part, and then there is the practical part. So you do the books part first, and then after you go into the practicality. But some people are thinking that education is just about chewing and pouring. So I am actually just advising Ghanaians that what's the point of learning about Christopher Columbus when you had the cocoa to learn about, when you had the gold to learn about? Why are you going to America to buy the gold and put it in your neck when it's right on your neck, on your land? Because you didn't study about mining when you were studying geography. So I don't have anything like that, like I'm against education. In fact, I support education, and the youth will tell you from the university, since we're doing the university challenge, even putting in $1 million, to support people who will come up with great
$1 million Ghana cedis.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah, for people who will come up with great ideas, to be able to use that capital to fund that idea. So it's more like a Shark Tank that we're building, and we did this because we thought that maybe this can give a facelift to the government's existing idea, because everybody is educating themselves in Ghana so they can get a job. But I want them to understand that you can become a businessman before you even acquire your degree. I want them to understand that you can acquire leadership skills before you acquire your degree.
We'll be wrapping up soon, and we'll be getting to the mystery question. I know you have your short codes right there.
Yes. I want to say that all the people who want to be part of New Force, or even just find information or inquiry, please dial 053-11-00081. I repeat the number, 053-11-00081. 110081. And of course, the code, short code is star 447 star 24 hash. Star 447 star 447 star 24 hash.
Okay.
Now, this is just the manual way to get in touch with us, but remember, the new force have the app coming. We have a lot of things coming that is going to educate you a lot.
You're launching your own app.
We're launching our app, and we're also launching the crowdfunding. We are asking the Ghanaians to join us to put fund into us. Whether it's 1 CD, 1 pesewa, a bottle of water, whatever, we believe that Ghanaians are going to make us sit in this chair more so than we manipulating them to get into the chair. We don't want to go that way. We want to urge Ghanaians that for the first time, they should let their instincts, they should let their power empower whoever that they have chosen to lead them. They should not let who wants to lead them manipulate them to lead them. So it's one of the ways why we are changing the narrative, and we want the nation to be a part of it to change the narrative. We're about to launch that soon. Also, there are other things that are coming in, but I want to also use this moment to tell the youth of this country, the mothers of this country, that today I was reading the actual schedule of what is going to happen this year in politics in terms of educating people about democracy. I think that is very poor to see that in the 4 years that people will govern us, the only time that we use for people to exercise registration to have their voters' right is less than 3 weeks. When you compare that to what happens in Europe and America, some of them are 9 months, some of them are a year. We need to take our time to educate our children about democracy. We can't just give them the demo and leave the crassy, okay, by hiding them into 3 weeks and don't let them discover what to really do, you know, with their thumb. So I am coming on a campaign to actually encourage the youth that exactly from the 7th to the 27th, which is 20 days, less than 3 weeks, make sure you register to have your vote, because once they close the gates, they're stopping you from being a part of the vote, and they're taking your power away from you. Your power is your vote, and it's from your thumb. So I want to encourage them to really take time out on the 7th to the 27th. However, here is what I found out. I would like to break down this analysis for them. The requirements for you to vote, and I know a lot of youth might not have this registration, so I want to use this moment to educate them a little bit. The requirements for you to be able to register is that you bring your birth certificate. Now, in this country now, there's 1.364 million people who are turning 18 this year. And they are asking you that before you can register, you need to bring your birth certificate or your national card. Now, if you don't have a birth certificate or a national card and you just turn 18 and you're eligible to vote, what is going to happen is that you have to go to the birth registration place, but when you get there, you're going to find out that the system says that it would take you 4 weeks to give you that birth certificate, which is more than the time that they've opened the door for you to get the vote. There is a catch there, okay? And I want to educate the youth of this country that let's wake up. Who is that smart donkey or monkey or group of whatever that is saying to you that bring this for this, but you don't have what it takes to get this before you can get this? So if I am urging the nation and even the government that they might not know this, but if they can, make sure that it's either they extend it or they educate the youth to let them know their rights from now. If they don't, what is going to happen in future is that they're going to be making the same mistakes as our fathers, because once you don't know how to get your own voting rights, and someone one day when you grow up, someone come from outside and tell you, give me your gold and your concession, you're going to do the same thing. Right. It's about knowing your rights from now. So yes, let's do this together.
Okay, so let's do this together. And before we go, you know, there's a running controversy about the Anti-LGBTQI bill. Are you in support or you're against?
Well, it's not even a matter of supporting or being against. You know, I have asked this question a few times. The first thing that I'm thinking is that everybody's talking about it, and every presenter takes their time to do this. Now, how did you grow up, Bola? You grew up with your mother and your father? I did too. I knew my father, I knew my mother. So all of us, we know our culture already. Why are we fighting from the parliament trying to decide something that we haven't even practiced?
Okay.
So what I think is happening is that this is a strategy to educate our people about it. Because they don't know, but we keep mentioning it. And especially the youth, they're going to inquire about it, and then they might be curious to try it. And then that is the education going. So first of all, I would say, and I would like to urge Ghanaians that, Atamel Sebi, the year, rest in peace. Na Okana Sembi se obi endi ni fiasem. Ghana, we have our issues. We have economic crisis, short of jobs. Okay, we have agriculture problems. We have extraction problems. We
don't need to bring LGBTQ.
No, I'm coming, please.
Right.
So we have all of these issues. If we haven't delved into those issues and found solutions for them, then how professional are we becoming to go and find a solution for a Western culture problem? And when you look at someone like even, what's the lady, the vice president of America, what's her name again? Harris?
Yes.
Kamala Harris.
Yes.
When you look at someone like that came to this country to talk about this same topic, this woman is trying to encourage us to do something, but she's standing with the husband. So what education was she giving us? By telling us, showing me that I have a husband, but you should maybe learn about a man and a man or a woman. These things doesn't happen in Africa. It's in Europe and America that a child can grow up and their father is a man, their mother is a man. This doesn't happen in Africa. I think what happens is the problem that we're facing, and we need to find solutions.
Okay, it's now time for the mystery question. As you go, we know you're ready to go out there and catch a flight, but that is a mystery question for you. Yes, which one are you picking up as a mystery question? Yes, you can just pick up one.
Oh, you can pick and ask me.
Okay,
because you know what? I've been ready for you. All your questions are, I think, well answered. So
No. So this is a mystery question. So what will success look like for you in the 2024 presidential elections?
Well, I think, first of all, I already know how success is like, and I know how it feels. What I haven't been able to fully do is to be able to significantly add value to as many people that I want to become successful.
Right.
And I think I'm well on my way on doing that. The 2024 presidential, what is it?
Elections.
Yes. I think it is the moment where choices are no more paid for, but decisions has become something that is controlling our nation today. We have grown, and I am looking forward to see how different would it be today when there is a movement facing a political party. I think this is history in the making. I am looking forward to see it. I am looking forward to see that if the political parties or the duopolies that exist would attack the movement from coming in, I want to see if, like, the story of...
Oh, you see that coming? That
No, I'm just saying, I want to see the story of, like, Moses, putting the rod on the floor and turn it into small snake, and the big one is there, but it swallows it. So it's more something that we should all look forward to, but I also think we're going through a learning curve of how we should manage the process of creating these platforms for our national governance. 40 years, there hasn't been any change. It's been the same. It's either blue or it's either green. And so maybe if yellow comes in, it can become green, yellow, blue, or maybe the time has come that there's a full change.
Okay.
Whatever God decides, I think that I am the one courageous enough to lead a nation. I am the one that is willing to take the Israelites back from the hands of the Egyptians. I have that, obedience and courage of Moses. I feel like if you are bringing me a few Goliaths, I will still manage to cut their heads off. Whatever that is coming, I think that I am courageous enough to face it. And that's how I feel like God has chosen me, has ordained me. I'm anointed, I'm appointed. And I want to thank Ghanaians for giving me this chance to even know that I have risen and they're behind me. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Okay, so it has been time with Freedom Jacob Caesar. Thank you very much, my good friend Kwame Bediako. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Thank you. We're going to a children's home right now. I got to see some people quickly.
Okay.
And